Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a good weekend. Zil, hi Boink as well. Yeah, so you're probably seeing because I've tried to post it more or less everywhere. But we were planning to play Phantasy Zero today, but the multiplayer element is unfortunately down. There's speculation it might have been DDoSed, either that or there's a problem with whatever platform they're using. So you cannot play online multiplayer on Zero at the minute. So unfortunately, the Eternal Tower Challenge is after going to wait for a bit. I am going to keep an eye on it, and as soon as it does come back up again, I'll try and schedule in Zero for like the Sunday following that. So hopefully it won't be too long, and we can do that. So I know people want to see Zero, and I actually do want to play it as well. So it's a shame, but yeah. Downside is, you know, no Zero this week, but upside is it's PSO Red Drop week. So maybe it was meant to happen. Hi, Biggins. Yeah, so I will keep an eye on Zero, and as soon as it is playable multiplayer again, we will try and get that set up to do the Eternal Tower. Warning, I'm playing a song. I think if I enter the lobby after you've already played it, I don't think it plays for me. Let's test it. No, it just plays the normal lobby music for me. I think if you join after someone has already started the music, then you get the regular music. So, yeah, we're safe. So, yeah, apologies that there is no Zero this week. I did really want to do it, but unfortunately, there is nothing at all I can do about it. I even tried it just before the stream started, just because I would have just changed it back over to Zero if it was back online again. Tried it a couple of minutes before the stream and it was still down, so yeah, we'll try. Hopefully it's up by next week. You know, if it's up by next Sunday, we could do it then. Hi Marco, love this game. Yeah, we all love PSO. So yeah, I suppose the upside of this is that we can actually play PSO during the rare drop week though, which is good. So the RDR this week is Scarlet Realm 1, which is Forest, Penumbral Surge 2, which is Spaceship, and Sweep Up Operation 11, which I think is Crater Interior. Sweep Up is actually really good for Dawthons, as far as I know. Penumbral Surge is just tons of monsters. Scarlet Realm's not great. Back from 200 Vector. He's staying at the stream, not really just going to 200. I didn't even realise that you're 199 on your Raymar, that's crazy. That seems to have happened out of nowhere. I think Minsk is still 199 as well, aren't they? So we've got a couple of 199s to get to 200. So I guess the first question is there anything that anyone is trying to hunt this week? You know, since we do have the RDR boost. Just started Ephinea again last night. Nice to be back. Oh, good to have you back, Biggins. Did you used to play a while back, or...? Red Ring and the other thing for the Olga Floor mag. And Heart of Laconia Max, all boss drops. I mean, RDR will help that at least, so... Happy with anything, though. Also, congrats on the LK38 as well, that you posted. I do have one of those, but it doesn't have any hit, so it's not really that great. Yeah, good drop. Garen's invading the lobby. probably a couple of years ago. I started with the GameCube version, absolutely loved it. It's practically my childhood, likewise. Yeah, I started with GameCube as well. And yeah, I played it on and off for like about 20 years now. Well, over 20 years. So to start with then, do you want to do... It's max attack, isn't it, for the Heart of Laconia max? That's very weird. The Ep3 lobby music's just stopped. It doesn't normally play this in this lobby. Still working for the first 200. Never got it, but got to around 150 or so. 150 takes a lot of work. The downside with how PSO is structured is that the majority of your experience is in the last few levels. It gets mega grindy later on. Max attack 40. Yeah, I'm down to do a run of max attack 40 if you want. Should be a good experience. It might... I don't know if it'll get vector to 200 because I know it'll need a lot of experience. You would do that if it's even beat. Oh, we are still on odd beats at the minute, aren't we? Well, do you want to do something else first then to waste a bit of time until it's even beats and then we can do max attack? I missed. Yeah, so what was the other options we had? I mean, we could just start with a quick TTF for a red ring. I mean, I think everyone wants... I think pretty much everyone would be happy with another red ring. That's weird. Why did my sound alert not go off for the sub? Oh, because it's disabled. Let's get that sorted out. Sound alerts are definitely on. Twitch alerts. Can I replay that? It was not a sub, just the warning. I mean, it does say here, missubscribe for 9 months at tier 1. Yeah, so it has counted as a resub. So again, thank you very much for the resub. I think I had one of my alerts things turned off because I did a video earlier on, so I tend to turn those off while I'm recording videos, just so it doesn't ruin the video recording. So yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, thank you very much for the resub. Thanks for letting me know, Parkins, as well. So yeah, should we just start with a quick TTF then, just to try and get a red ring? It seems like something most people would want anyway, so... Yeah, Shuzo. Ah, we have the curse of 5 people again. I'll race you guys in the TTF. You'll probably win. Return to Ragdoll is fantastic if you love the GameCube 1 and 2 Plus version. Yeah, Return to Ragdoll is... Obviously, it's a very different experience because of how the rare drops and everything work. I would say that if you want to play PSO for fun and you're not really interested in hunting the super rare stuff and, you know, spending years of your life trying to find things, then, you know, I would probably recommend Return to Ragdoll. It didn't crash. Actually surprised. Yeah, I saw you playing a bit of Return to Ragdoll Draffy on the Discord event yesterday. It looks interesting. I'm not on board with some of the changes they've made. Like, I know they gave a lot of the special weapons Berserk, which I think kind of dilutes them a little bit, but... Yeah, some cool changes though. Also, I see that Hydrate. So I guess I'm forced then, huh? Yeah, I think Return to Ragdoll is good for people who want a different experience. I suppose even if you want to play Blue Burst as well, you know, there are obviously several different servers that have very different gameplay experiences, so for me, I've said this a few times, but for me, I wanted something as close to the official servers as I could, and I think Ephinea is probably the closest. Yeah, I like Ephinea, yeah. I mean, I will preface it and say I've never really played on another server. Well, I did play on, is it Stack, or whatever, however you pronounce it. Played on that way back, but I haven't tried any of the more recent ones. Yeah, fingers crossed Zero gets sorted fairly soon so we can play that. So I'm really looking forward to doing the Eternal Challenge on stream. I do like with the dragon that the only reason it doesn't just die immediately is because it has like an artificial health gate that you can't kill it. That's a poor thing. So yeah, we will do PSO today. Wednesday's stream is a little bit up in the air at the minute. There will be a stream on Wednesday. Anyone who saw the last one probably knows this. The reception to Phantasy Star 3 has been very mixed, I think, is probably fair to say. So I have done a poll. There is one on my Discord in the channels in the suggestions part, and there is also a YouTube community post as well. And it's basically like, do you want me to continue Phantasy Star 3? The results are actually really interesting so far. Oof. Yeah, very interesting results so far. They are very different on each platform, which surprised me. I thought it would be an overwhelming no. I want you to stop Phantasy Star 3, but no, it's been surprising. The polls are still ongoing though, so feel free to keep voting on them. And then you have the PSO Zero Dragon who's out for your blood. Yeah, the dragon in Zero, I think is it called Rayburn, I think, is by far, I would say, the hardest dragon in Phantasy Star. I say this most time I play Zero, but Zero is actually a much harder game than it appears. Considering it is on what most people would consider like a more childish console, and even the appearance of it kind of looks a bit tailored more towards kids. It's probably one of the harder games in the franchise. Almost feel sorry for the bosses. Almost. I was actually forgetting what ID we were in this on there. It's Green Hill, isn't it? See, I think it's worked out okay. I mean, I planned on playing PSO probably next week anyway. So it's essentially just a week earlier than it was meant to be. Unfortunately, at the minute, I've got no idea when Zero's going to be back up online. Or if it'll be back up online. I suppose it depends on what's happened. Hopefully it's just some server trouble and they can get it back on, but... Still kind of funny in PSO just how busted mech guns are, particularly late game. These keep jumping out the way of my lock whenever I'm trying to shoot. Oh, Vector must have run ahead and killed the Barons already. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the resub, Kilniath. I have no idea why that shift from D1 didn't work. There we go. Yeah, it does sound like someone is maybe DDoSing the WMFI or whatever it's called. It's just a notification. It has popped up for me though. It says Kilniath resubscribed, so I wonder if it's like a delayed thing with Prime or something. I'm not sure. Well, I screwed that up. Oh, it's bugging out. There we go. The devs are apparently on holiday until the 9th. Oof. Yeah, so maybe the following week for Zero then. As like I say, as soon as it's back up, I will do Zero on the next available one. I mean, hopefully it isn't someone DDoSing it. I don't think anyone said have they what's actually happened, but Unless anything else has been posted since, but I haven't seen anything before the stream. Prison Sphere hurts a ton. It does. There is a way to dodge it when the orb's tracking you. I mentioned it before, but basically if you hold open a menu, whether it's a quick menu or whether you do like your main menu, and just keep running in circles more or less. If you're running like a wide enough circle, you can kind of avoid it. It would get the crit. Dude waits for me to be on really low health and then just decides to crit. No official word, but some error messages are referring to capacity, so it appears to be that rather than it's just off. The 0-10 to win. Oh, it did. Yeah. I don't know if you saw Pika, but yeah, PS0 is not playable online at the minute, so that's why I've had to go back to PSO for now. Sky typoed when starting the game. Thanks, Springer. It started 30 minutes after the Discord event ended. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the devs, from what Kenneth was saying, it sounds like the devs are away till about the 9th, so it might be down for quite a while yet, unfortunately. Yeah, it was Drac that messaged me about it earlier on, because I actually had no idea it was happening. And then Drac messaged me earlier, just to let me know it wasn't working, which I really appreciate because it actually let me sort of get things in place before stream. How's the PS3 poll doing? Depends on which poll you look at. I was just saying this, it's really interesting. Again, the polls haven't closed yet. I think they're up for about another day or two. I love the accidental PB. It never ends. Yeah, I think on Discord side so far, I think most people want me to stop it. There is multiple polls in terms of, there is one on Discord, and there is another one on the YouTube community polls, because I appreciate not everyone has joined the Discord. If you are watching and haven't joined the Discord, we have a Discord. But yeah, the Discord one is, I think last time I checked, actually, I think the Discord one was actually exactly even, which is par for the course, because every time I do a poll on Discord, it seems to be even. Yeah, so it is, I think at the minute it is tied on Discord. The YouTube one, surprisingly, most people want me to continue the game. And there's actually been quite a lot of votes on it as well, which I'm really surprised at. I thought most people would just be like, no, for the love of God, stop it. Just stop. Don't vote. Just keep it even. Yeah, I mean, I think I am relatively enjoying 3 so far. I was not enjoying it at the start of the game. Yeah, stop it. Get some help. Like, when you get to this level, everything this guy does hurts. Can you not? No. It just shreds me so I don't fall over. Well, that's not good. Okay, so Falls is in one of these modes. Oh, everyone is dead. That's nice. Falls is like this. It's a very weird monster. Like, sometimes on this phase of Falls, you will just obliterate it immediately. Sometimes it will do this, and it will spam like crazy. Honestly, just spam Divine Punishment. I will take that. That is fine. Not that, though. Also, sometimes it just doesn't stay still either. Yeah, Falls can be an absolute nightmare sometimes, even in level 200. Also, thank you for the on-screen celebration, whatever that is. That was extremely rude. I was concentrating on not dying on Falls, unsurprisingly. Also good to see you, Drac, as well. Can you please let me Zalio you? Thank you. Hey, remote. Yeah, Falls has been really annoying for some reason. Yeah, sort of cheese his way out of not dying there. I think Zale died as Falls did there, so I don't know if Zale got experience. Nah. Ah, sucks. Sorry to hear about PS0. Silver lining. Today's the day you get SGS. You know, we'll see. Ah, you missed the experience. I'm guessing he must have died right as Falls died. Watch me log on to Ephinea and the servers go down. Please don't. I mean, log on to Ephinea by all means, but the last thing I need at the minute is Ephinea going down as well. Well, I guess then we can jump to Clementine. Then PSO 2, and we'll just keep jumping around until we find a server that doesn't go down. So unsurprisingly, no one got red ring. What happened to PS0? There should be a pin message on both YouTube and on Twitch. Basically, the servers that we use for multiplayer for Zero, they are not working at the moment. There's a suspicion that it might have been DDoS'd, so no one can play online on Zero at the minute. So the challenge thing I was going to do, we can't do because you physically can't play multiplayer at the minute. NGS time. Or Mario Kart. I mean, you could play Mario Kart, just not Or is it Mario Kart Wii that you can't play? Yeah, that TTF seemed brutal for some reason. I have no idea why Falls was that annoying. SGS time. I mean, if you want to do an SGS run, you know I'm always down for it. You'll sit out for SGS. Spoken like someone who has seen enough tower. Phantasy Star 3 will never truly be gone, so we always have that. Yeah, I don't know for sure if it's a DDoS, Pika. There is a suspicion that it might be, but hopefully it isn't. You wanted Zero Tower, so did I. I really wanted to play Zero today. At least PSO is always here when we need it, you know? Yeah, I was really looking forward to doing Zero Tower today. Just really unfortunate timing. At least I got a test run with Sky that one time. Yeah, we have that one run. We'll have to stick to Fun Tower. I'm trying... Is there a Fun Tower in Phantasy Star? Probably not. So yeah, I am down to do an SGS run. At least we got to Elite Dangerous. Yeah, it looked pretty cool from what I saw of it. I am looking into it at the minute, so I may pick it up. I know it's on sale for about the next week or so, so... So, do you see you're sitting out for the SGS run, Vector? Looking into it. It's on sale till the 5th. It is. It's the 1st. I am aware. Relaunching BB to turn off sound again. Could not hear you all quest. Okay. And that could be a good thing depending on how you look at it. Swapping to YouTube, getting tired of constant buffers even on lowest quality. The only thing I can think of for Twitch at the minute is, obviously I know TwitchCon has been going on in Europe over the weekend, so maybe there's just a lot more people using Twitch at the minute. If it's 5 people, you can sit out. Yeah, no worries. Well, I will make a Skylar game. It's fine on your end. Oh, Drax have an internet issue. Is that sucks? I suppose at the minute, at least, you know, at least it's not like you can play Zero at the minute anyway, so... Hi, YouTube. Hi, Drac. Well, I will make a Skylar game. If anyone wants to go through this same old song and dance misery again, then, you know what to do. You'll get your raycast, yeah, no worries. Not having internet issues, it's just Twitch. Yeah, with Twitch, I seem to get periods where I'll get like a few days where it's just terrible, where it buffers all the time. And after a few days, it'll clear up and it'll be absolutely fine for another, what, a couple of months. And then again, I'll get a few days where it's terrible. It just seems really random. Because I have connection issues and my character is right there, you know, online. I mean, you do have a point. It is time to dodge Megid. And probably dodge SGS drops as well. I think I will take another Scape Doll. Unfortunately, there are no CCA or Tower quests on RBR this week. It's been months since you played HuCast. Yeah, I genuinely can't remember the last time I saw you play it, actually, yeah. You think you've been playing your Formar a lot, so... I really still need to level more characters, honestly. Because even though I've played a ridiculous amount, I only have, like, 3 decent level characters. Like, obviously got my Hugh Whirl. My Rare Mile is 150-something. And my Phony Whirl is 170s. I think he's almost 180. But yeah, I really need to work on some of the others. I guess next week for Experience Week. No full party. So if there is a fourth who wants to join, feel free. The games are always open, so... Yellow Bow's ID, wish I had that. I have a suspicion you might have more than one Yellow Bow's. You're gonna go hard on Experience Week. I say that every time Experience Week comes around and then just forget to play PSO. Yeah, I've got a few I need to level. I've got my new Raycast that I want to level. Honestly, my 4 mile still needs loads of levels as well. Like, I never use her because she's just not good at the minute. But they're never going to get good if I don't use her. So we still have one more space for Tower. The password is stream if anyone wants in. YouTube's not buffering constantly, it's just Twitch being Twitch. Sounds about right. You want to do challenge mobiles? So I did say that I am off work towards the end of June. I think it's about I can't remember what date it is now. It is... Yeah, I think it's from the 23rd of June. Now we've got remote in, cool. You're here for co-op. You're in the right place. Yeah, so 23rd of June, I am off work all that week, so I plan to hopefully do some challenge mode that week. So yeah, anyone who wants to do some, I'm fine helping anyone through. Alright, let's do the co-op. Just get this out of the way. I think Restream is also having some weird issues. Not the normal ones. It's just something like 3 or 4 messages on my side. Let me know there's been 100 messages on chat. Where it's sent it about 5 times. Thanks, Restream. I am aware. That must be on my other bank, I think. I'll be there momentarily. I'm just aware I am the only person with decent text, so I should probably... Yeah, that'll do. Thank you for clearing the first floor. Now, hopefully it doesn't desync with Jell and Zalo. So hey, it's only 1 in 10,082. Almost. Almost. One day, someone is going to time it perfectly. Can you imagine though if you did that sound alert and it actually dropped? CLJSR can drop but only seconds before a client crash. It just reminds me of the anniversary last year when I got a twin blaze and then the servers got rolled back because there was some problems, so I lost it. At least it wasn't a CLJSR though. It's like a monkey's paw. You get the drop and a house falls on you. It's like, what did it cost? Everything. Also, I should probably just mention while we're doing this, the next episode of the PSO2 podcast with Kathy, we recorded it a few days ago. It should be going live on, I believe it's going to be about June the 10th on Kathy's channel, so keep an eye out for that. PSO is a game about dealing with the stages of grief one rare item at a time. You are not wrong. Well, Rimble got a photon drops, that's something. Never really understood why you can shoot through these walls, but I'm for it. Yes, hopefully we can get something drop. You didn't get a PD drop on falls at least. Yeah, so far I've been spared that. Unfortunately, I have not been spared photon drops on Gigu. I think across the time I've hunted it, I must have been PD'd by Gigu about... It must be getting on for about 20 times. I am numb to the pain by this point. Photon drop is just a way of Sega teaching you to deal with lower expectations. Soon you'll be getting badged as well as PD'd. Yeah, that is a good point, yeah, with the anniversary. I did get badged by Gigu last year as well. That also sucked. Oh, hi. Yeah, it just gets to a point where you're just not bothered about any other dropping tower. Because I think I've had everything else here. most of which several times at this point. Yes, it seems like tradition at this point to do a core PM SGS run. Just curious, were there ever any plans that were scrapped to release a PSO BB episode 5? Not that I'm aware of. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, when BB was active, they were already working on PSU, so as far as I'm aware, I don't think there were any plans to release anymore. I mean, you know, there may have been plans at some point, but nothing that ever came to fruition. I think Blueburst was more or less the version where, you know, everything was in place. It's kind of like the ultimate version of PSO to an extent because there's pretty much everything in it. I just don't think there was any real appetite to do any more PSO at that point. I can't say I blame them. I mean, you know, the game's been around for quite a few years already at that point, even when Blueburst first released. Maybe that's why the episode 4 end songs lyrics begin with, because nothing's gonna last forever. I mean, that song in itself is a remix of the Ep 2 theme, so they kind of contradicted themselves a little bit. Nothing's gonna last forever, then launches episode 4. Literally trying to tell me something. Oh, seriously though, the day the servers went down on the Sega side was like the saddest I've been. Well, you know, almost. So GameCube, it was never an issue. I mean, it was sad when the GameCube servers went down, but at least you were like, well, you know, I've still got my character and still play offline at least. You know, it kind of sucks I can't play with my friends online anymore, but, you know, we can still do offline. Cool. With Blueburst, it was just, no, everything is now gone. Epsilon got absolutely obliterated. Can we stop with the gelling? That would be appreciated. Sega BB was gone, I was sad, but you transferred your data. I was lucky to have an account on Stack. I did exactly the same. Yeah, so I did have my character on Stack, but obviously a lot of people I played with didn't transfer over or anything, so there was still a lot of people from the Sega server that you could never replay with again. Unless they'd moved over to PSU, obviously. You want to be hunters when you grow up. That's like a recurring thing in PSO, isn't it? That they just consistently call you a hunters. I do play on Ephinea guns up. I feel this has not gone well. So mad that Love and Deep Space stole the title of Hunters. And for me it's weird because obviously I play Monster Hunter as well. And obviously there's like the Hunters Guild and Hunters in that as well. Yeah, I am not going in there. Still one of the worst enemies in the game. I hate them. Plenty of people who knew who transferred, again, you were super lucky. Yeah, I mean, I imagine a lot of people probably did transfer over to Stack at the time. Okay, so let's not set the alarm off immediately. Only in PSO can you become a hunters. We don't trade the experience for anything. Sega BB players were super nice and passionate. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, you know, there's always some bad eggs, you know, in pretty much any game. Yeah, I had a really good time with Sega Blue Burst. It is really scary to think how long ago that was, though. It's actually depressing to think how much time has passed since then. Oh, that was sneaky. I have far too many weapons with me at the minute. Yeah, I earn PB really slowly in this because I special attack most of the time. So I'm using demons for most of the quest. PSO is sort of a more personal game than other massive multiplayer games. To be more specific, you don't really jockey for position in a guild or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, obviously Blueburst has the team system, but you know, it's very much like a cooperative thing, though. The only sort of competitive side of that, I guess, was the fact that you could compete for like team points against other teams, but even that wasn't really anything you earned from doing it, so it's just like a little bonus if you beat the other teams. Good luck on the grind. Oh, thanks, Drew. Good to see you as well. Yeah, we're trying, as ever, for the SGS. We always do at least one run every PSO stream. Now your Twitch keeps buffering. I wonder if Twitch is having some problems then. Classic, it is. This is a very long-term hunt. Yeah, I've hunted this since like GameCube PSO. With the caveat that it's only true as long as personal loot is viable. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I suppose if the loot is like how it was on the official servers, where red box drops and everyone just beelines towards it as soon as it drops. I mean, it made things very exciting, but terrifying. You know, something that you've hunted for months or years finally drops, and you just see someone else beelining towards it. So yeah, I do very much appreciate the PSO2 style drop system on this server. Today's the day, trust. Yeah, I think the shared, well, sort of the individual drops for everyone is definitely a step forward. I think PSO would have had it back in the day if it was something they thought of. I guess, you know, ideal world, I guess they probably thought, well, if something drops, you know, people will sort of, you know, they'll cooperate with each other and figure out who needs it the most. But in reality, no. It was funny sometimes if you were playing with friends because you could just troll each other, but also thanks to the follow, Drew, as well. Yeah, I know I've said this before, but I know when I used to hunt SGS on the Sega servers, one of my friends would just literally carry like an untext special weapon sword with them, and every now and again, on like a random gig, they'd just drop it. It'd be something crap like a Dragon Slayer or something, but yeah, they used to love trolling like that. So naturally, I would start doing it for their hunts as well. Yeah, I think the sentiment behind it was good-natured. You know, obviously PSO is very much designed as a cooperative game. You know, the whole marketing thing behind it was that it was like bringing the world together, you know, cooperating across the world, you know, all 6 billion players or whatever it was. But yeah, in reality, no, as soon as someone sees a red box drop, it's actually on a red rag to a bull. I had a friend with the Iggy Mark to spam loot pickup. Speaking of, photon drop. To be honest, I will take that because I already have a Yamagarasu with hit anywhere, so I really do not need another one. And we still haven't really seen much in the rare of rares. We've had basically just photon drops and that's about it. Of course we haven't. It's rare drop week, yeah. Yeah, my bad, you know. Why would I ever hunt anything in rare drop week? We've established this now. was more mundane, to be honest. Diablo didn't have personalized drops and it was influenced for this game. Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, there is absolutely no doubt that Diablo was a big inspiration. I hate it when Mericaros do that. So I'm to decide, do you know what? I'm just going to spit at you right at close range when you can't do anything about it. Maybe actually the worst enemies in the game. This is going remarkably smoothly. All we need now is a Seal J sword. Do level 30 techs get influenced by rare drop weeks? I'm not 100% sure. I would guess no. Because I think... I could be wrong on this, but I think to the game they just treat it as like a tool drop. I don't think they actually treat it as a rare drop exactly. Even though they are incredibly rare and they're probably some of the rarest things in the game. I think the way the game sees it is they treat it as just like a tool drop or just a technique disc drop. Rather than a specific rare drop. Because the way the game works, to my knowledge, is when you kill a monster, it basically does a dice roll to determine if anything drops first. And then I think the next dice roll it does, in most cases, is a rare drop roll, which is actually for the specific rare drop from that monster. So I think that's what the rare drop bonus boosts. But again, I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure on that. All I know is that level 30 attack techs are stupidly hard to get, and you'll probably never see them. Yeah, the way the drop system works in PSO is very weird. It's essentially just a huge series of dice rolls. The biggest trouble will be getting a level 35 from Geek Out. I mean, for level 30 tech discs, it's even worse because there's only specific areas that each one can drop in. My life just flashed before my eyes there. Anything but Seal J sword. Not to mention tech units exist. That is honestly how the majority of people get level 30 techs in the first place. How did that hit me? It would be nice if I could stand up for more than a second without getting knocked over again. That would be cool. How other than RNG could they determine drops? I mean, there isn't really another way of doing it, I guess. I mean, I love the RNG in PSO. It's, you know, it's one of the big draws of playing it for me. The whole, you know, hunting something until you finally find it. Loot boxes. Saving that for the remaster, obviously. PSO 25th anniversary battle pass. I'm still hoping they'll do something for the 25th, but my main hope, honestly, is Tokyo Game Show will be in about, I'm sure it's about, is it September or November? I can't remember which. I think if anything is going to get announced for PSO, it'll be then, but I don't know. I'm not confident. You unlock the new class, Ranuel. You haven't been confident in Sega since Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I mean, I think Sega is still putting out some decent stuff, honestly. But yeah, they have also made some very weird decisions. Like, I still can't get my head around them delisting the classic games, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be some kind of subscription service that they're going to bring them back on. Well, no SGS. Raggle like a dragon. Well, we tried. We failed. Thanks for that, Vector. Remember to get your coins from Null as well, as always. We'll get them next time, we will. I mean, it's basically guaranteed next time. Null coins, it is. Every time someone mentions blockchain, I actually feel a bit sick. You gambled coins and kept getting the stupid boy. Yeah, there is a lot of bad spaces on the roulette wheel, unfortunately. It's like the boy, I think the boy is what? Sol and Star Atomizers, I think. And then I think Gallon is Monomates. Yeah, there's a lot of spaces on it that are really not good. Good news, everyone. PSO 25th anniversary NFTs. I think at that point then I would just be handing in my NGS creator card and just saying, no, do you know what? I'm done. You got the yellow bow secker. Did you know that was almost a thing in FF14? I mean, I can't say I'm surprised. I don't know if it's so much recently, but I know there was a period where Square Enix were very, very keen on NFTs. For the record, I think NFTs are absolutely stupid. CEO wanted NFTs and just got barely stopped. I just don't see the point in them. I've never understood the whole, hey, you can get this image that is entirely unique to you, except the fact that someone could just print screen. It just makes no sense to me. Maybe I'm old, but I would rather be old and have nothing to do with NFTs. You missed YouTube. It is where it started, yeah. Yeah, I'll always like YouTube side because, you know, it did start over there, so. At least with physical art, it's in your house, yeah. It's the ultimate goal of every business to sell literally nothing. Why do you think crisps or chips are filled with air? Alright, so we have done our Copium SGS run requirement for the stream. So we are on even beats now. So we could do max attack. I'd probably get my ranger for that, I think, so I can spam divine punishment as well. We do have 6, so I guess we could do, what, 2 teams of 3? Yeah, sure, if you want to go Skyly, that's fine. I will switch over, get my ranger. Is SU11 good or pain? I honestly can't remember the quest at all. But I looked at the enemy counts and it was, I think I had about 12 Dorfons in it. Yeah, Penumbral Surge 2 is also an RBR, and Penumbral Surge 2 is insane for spaceship drops. So if there's anything you want in spaceship, this is the week to run for it. What IDs are we taking? I think Porkins is doing a Skylife for Heart of Laconia Max. And whatever the second team want to do, basically. So I will switch over. Yeah, Penumbral Surge is crazy enemy numbers. I think it has about 200 guild checks. I think there's about 60 odd Del Sabers in it. And I think it has about 60 something sorcerers as well. I think the only enemy in spaceship that doesn't have many of is Baranzas. Makes you want to log in. It is quite an annoying quest because it is very long. The way it works is the first block, there's like 4 different routes you've got to go to unlock the next part. And I think each route has an abundance of a certain enemy type. It's ranger time, apparently. I mean, to be fair, in PSO, when isn't it ranger time? 2.6 million to go. Not too bad, honestly. Has Porkins made a game, or? Yeah, so there is a Skyline run up for anyone who wants to join. That is for Heart of Laconia Max mainly. I just realized remote is still in that last game. Oh, I will join this one. Inventory management, yeah. I know how it feels. It's one of the downsides of PSO is it just does not have enough storage. I mean, it helps on this server that you can have 32 characters and basically use characters as banks, but yeah, it's still rough. Yeah, I did try running Penumbral earlier on. Tried doing it with my Fornuel. I really don't like Fornuel as the class to run spaceship with in Quest with a lot of enemies. It just took forever to kill stuff. A lot of stuff's weak to Dark there, so you can spam Megid, but Megid is just so unreliable. Far easy to just go in with a Ranger and just hell spam. Yeah, good point, Minsk. It does also massively help that the things like the grinders and materials stack on this server. Anyone who hasn't played the original Sega versions, grinders and materials used to take one slot in your inventory or bank per item. Bear in mind that your character only has 30 inventory slots, and that includes the gear. Did I really just get a PD immediately? Wish they would do it for escapes and add slots, but only for the bank. Yeah, I think escapes, I see why they didn't do it for escape dolls, because obviously if you could stack escape dolls in your inventory, it would be ridiculously broken. For the bank, I guess, I don't mind them stacking too much in the bank, honestly, because you're not using them there anywhere. I guess it's maybe to try and just prevent you from hoarding too many. But add slots, yes. Although to be fair, I very rarely have any ad slots anywhere. Oh, the drops are ramping up. We have a 15-hit Dragon Slayer. Big drops now. Oh, hi. Oh, hey, the PS3 music it is. Yeah, anyone who watched the Phantasy Star 3 playthrough? Yeah, this is the song that samples it. Particularly that part there. It'd be so nice to have a Heaven Punisher for this character, so I didn't have to use this but ugly mag. I really hate how this mag looks. It is nice having the Divine Punishment for the lizards because it lets you get around their range resistance. For some reason, the Divine Punishment isn't really treated as range damage, so they don't resist it. Looks like you're going to have to do some Blue Forest during the anniversary. I mean, I have made a Blue Raycast. I really don't want to do Forest during the anniversary, but I mean, I do have some other options for Heaven Punisher. Skyly is actually not a bad idea for finding it. Cease. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Skyly gets it from Spiggles at about, I think it's about 1 in 22,000, but there is quests with a lot of Spiggles, so. Purple Num is really good for it as well. From Mirror Carols. Well, I say really good. I mean, there is no good drop for it, but good in comparison to the other drops. It definitely makes it a lot easier doing this with Divine Punishment, though. I mean, not that it's a particularly hard quest or anything, but it just helps when you can more or less stun lock things. I will say RDR week seems to be paying out about as much as usual, which is to say not much at all. I think this is a pretty good quest for hunting more or less anything in Ep4 though. Seems really reliable. It is unfortunate that San Marino is just a really awkward boss to hunt though. There's really not that many quests that feature it. And most of the ones that do are really long. So just while we're doing this, just letting you guys know what's going on with the channel. There is a video going live on Tuesday. So there'll be one for members and one for non-members. As usual, the YouTube members get like a week exclusivity on the videos. So I think, if I remember correctly, I think that non-members are getting a... Let me think. I think it's an NGS video non-members are getting this week, and then members are getting a PSO video. So that'll be Tuesday, and then as normal we'll do the stream on Wednesday. I will say that, and this probably surprises absolutely no one at all, but during the anniversary event, which should be hopefully around August time, the Sunday streams in particular will be pretty much exclusively PSO during the anniversary, just because it's by far the best time of the year to hunt anything. If it's anything like last year, we'll probably do PSO for a few weeks, more or less solid. And then once the anniversary ends, we'll probably pivot away from PSO for a little bit. Because people will probably be very burned out by the end of the anniversary, if last year's anything can go by. Actually looking forward to the new zone that lets you use the cannons from the Urgent Quest and NGS. Yeah, the new area that they showed in the headline looks pretty interesting. I think it was called, wasn't it something like the Altar Realm or something? It kind of looks like... The nearest thing I can describe it to is, it kind of looks like NGS's take on maybe like the Ultimate areas from PSO2. It's clearly based on Retem, but visually it looks very, very different. So I'm kind of interested to see what they actually do with it, whether it's going to be an exploration area or a combat area. I imagine it's probably a combat area. I'm hoping they don't just do it as a limited quest though. The impression I got is that it's going to be like story relevant as well, so I'm hoping it's actually going to be like a permanent feature. Yeah, it looked pretty interesting overall. I think honestly the last NGS headline really wasn't too bad. have started to get theories on what I think is going to happen with NGS, but there's so many similarities to Phantasy Star 3 that are popping up, and I'm kind of wondering if it's going to follow a similar track. The games are not connected, obviously, but it's becoming quite clear that NGS is very much takes cues from Phantasy Star 3 at least. Although, admittedly, Phantasy Star 3 has less, you know, boobs and everything else that NGS has. Another photon drop. That would have been a Heavenly Mind, I think. Which I'm not too fussed about. I've already got a few of those, so... Does episode 3 have anything to do with the Profound Darkness Great Light, or is my brain making it up? Could have sworn I read about it somewhere. Yeah, so PSO episode 3 Card Revolution. I believe final boss of that, I think, was something called, was it Amplam Umbra? So another story of Ep3 gets very weird. Again, I am going to do a video covering the Ep3 story at some point. It's been a long time trying to work out how to do it because it's a very awkward game to cover the story on. But yeah, I know that they're basically hinting in the story of Ep3 that the hunters have been basically fighting Dark Falls and Olga Floor on repeat over and over again. It's very, very weird. I feel like it's basically a D-self factor mutation where it's basically the same thing but with a different name. Yeah, so the F3 plot basically revolves around this thing called the Germ. Which, again, it's been a long time since I played through the whole story, but I'm pretty sure that the card technology they use in the game, I think, is connected to the Germ. Again, could be wrong because it has been a long time since I've done an F3 story. Yeah, I don't know if they specifically mentioned the Profound Darkness. I think in Ep3, I'm pretty sure it's only referred to as Aplam Umbra. Now, whether that is a reference to Profound Darkness or not, I'm not entirely sure. Just like how apparently Urgent Quest and PSO2 are just like holocopies of the original bosses, and that's how they explain the UQ bosses reappearing over again. I mean, from a lore standpoint, it would make sense. I mean, obviously, a recurrent thing in Phantasy Star is that Dark Falls is on this like millennial cycle and continually revives anyway. But then above Dark Falls, you do have Profound Darkness. Every time we defeat Dark Falls, we are one step closer to destruction. The Germ is how they make cards. They want the Shadow to mass-produce cards, but it's insinuated that it'll be too much for them to control and infect the whole ship. Do they believe in the heart of the cards? Hear that info from PSO World, and I guess you should always take whatever PSO World says with a grain of salt. Because people in forums just like making stuff up. PSO World, for the most part, was a fairly reliable source of information back in the day, but yeah, I mean, there was always people making stuff up as well. Probably the same on any forum, honestly. Yeah, like the whole thing of Profound Darkness, though, I think, to my knowledge, I think it's only been in a few games. They tend to just focus on Dark Falls more than anything else. I do wonder if part of the reason for that is because obviously in the very first Phantasy Star, Dark Falls is the main antagonist in that, so I suppose it is like it's basically the series' main antagonist now, even though there is something above it. I think it's in one classic game and then PSO 2. That is my understanding as well, yeah. Can you stop, please? Thank you. These are definitely up there for most annoying enemy as well. I don't think they're quite as annoying as things like Mericarrols because they don't instant kill to my knowledge. But they're still really annoying. Yeah, I mean PSO 2, they went really ham with the bosses. You know, there was God knows how many Dark Falls fights, and then what, 2 Profound Darkness fights as well. The thing is, you can't really compare the games too much as well because like every game handles the bosses totally differently. You know, so in a game like PSO, you know, Falls is like the big bad boss. There is nothing really above that. I mean, I would imagine that... I'm not saying that Profound Darkness doesn't exist in PSO, but it was clear that obviously they wanted to stick to Dark Falls in this and not really introduce anything else. I know you've got Olga Flow, but obviously Olga Flow is kind of connected to the D factor anywhere, so... But I will say, I think I did enjoy how they handled the bosses in PSO 2 for the most part. I think most of the Dark Falls were pretty entertaining fights. I think a lot of it is just down to the kind of game that PSO 2 is as well. You know, it's a game designed heavily around urgent quests, so they wanted to, you know, keep adding these big bosses for the urgent quests because they are one of the big draws of the game. You got a Gratia. Gratia, it's a really weird shield, honestly. I think if you use the Yasminkov weapons a lot, it's maybe decent to use. But there's obviously far better options. If you use a Rionov weapon, definitely don't use it because it actually debuffs the Rionov. Yeah, Divine Punishment makes that a lot easier. Alright, the concentration. As gameplay bosses, I think the Dark Falls are pretty cool in PSO 2, yeah, but personally when it comes to story, I find PSO 1 Dark Falls more interesting. Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I really like how Falls is introduced in PSO. I mean, again, we all know in PSO that the real bad guys are most of the research teams and everything from Pioneer and Works, you know? Falls was just there. Men's hubris, yeah. The real evil of PSO. Okay, so we actually want this guy for once. I really don't have that much health, so I am somewhat concerned. God, Divine Punishment just shreds this guy. Yeah, we actually don't want Conjurer at the minute. I mean, Conjurer drops Centurion ability for Skyly, which is, it's a decent unit, but we want Sam Million for the chance of Heart of Laconia Max. Falls on PSO 1 is treated in a way that I don't know if any other Phantasy Star game has replicated, at least as well as PSO 1 did. Yeah, I really like how it's handled in PSO 1, how you don't really see Falls at all. I guess you kind of see it a little bit in the opening cutscene, like the silhouette of it, when it actually does the explosion. But yeah, you really don't see it at all apart from that until you get to the fight, more or less. Oh god, that hurts. You're mad that they took the ghosts out of the fight on Ephinea. It's not that they took them out on Ephinea. They took them out on every version of the game that I'm aware of apart from Dreamcast. Because when I saw someone post a video of the ghosts in the fight, I actually thought it was modded at first because I'd never seen it. To my knowledge, as far as I'm aware, I think they were only in the Dreamcast version, and for some reason they took it out on GameCube. I mean, honestly, the area is still super creepy anyway. You know, I've got all the faces on the floor writhing around. It's a super creepy moment in the game, really. He had like a weird delay on his death there. He just decided he didn't want to die for a few seconds. Oh, that was well timed. And you're actually in the party as well. No, unfortunately, no. Hey, Elias. I didn't even see what the drop rate was for that, honestly, during RDR week, but I know it's a hard drop anywhere. Is it possible to play on Steam Deck? I think some people play it on Steam Deck. I'm not sure what the steps are to get it working on Steam Deck myself. I don't actually have a Steam Deck myself, so I've never tried it. But I'm pretty sure there are people who do play on Steam Deck. It's about 1 in 100. Yeah, so it's still pretty rough from a boss, really. Rather than 1 in 130 something. Oof. Yeah, it's a tough drop that from a boss that takes ages to get to. Do you want the Samba Maracas instead? The thing is, I got the Samba Maracas drop without even trying. I wasn't even looking for them. I think that was during an anniversary, actually. I think it was one of the first things I found. Wasn't even after it just randomly dropped, which is normally the case in this game. Let that be a lesson. If you ever want any rare drops in PSO, don't hunt them. Hunt something else, and it might drop. Yeah, Jaffe, I'm sure I've seen a couple of people who've played on Steam Deck. Don't particularly need a Dragon Slayer. So what the other team doing? Oh, they're also doing max attack as well, okay. Oh, you finished it, okay. I'm guessing by the fact there's no banners, I'm guessing you got nothing. Did a Green Hill run? Is Green Hill, is that Galatine? Okay. So we've got, what, 6 people at the minute? So we have done Heart of Laconia max run. I guess we've done what? We've done episode 2. We've done episode 4. We've got Vectoroid as well. So we haven't done the, I guess we haven't done the spaceship RBR. That is another option we could do. There is a lot of enemies, so if anyone wants anything in spaceship, it's probably a good thing to run. The episode 1 RBR quest I really don't feel is worth doing. The AFK cooking breakfast, no worries. Hey Ellie, good to see you. So is there anything in spaceship that anyone wants? I know there is gold, isn't there? Is that Green Hill, I think? I know Nemu's been after, they've been after gold. Yeah, Gurren drops there, Daylight Scar. There's probably some other stuff as well. I think doesn't Photon Filter drop there as well for 1ID? Laviton Del Saber for yellow. Yeah, I would assume that's probably not the ideal way to hunt Lavis, but... Heart of Crazy Tune on Viridia Sorcerers. I mean, I think there's about 60 sorcerers in the quest. So if you want a sorcerer drop... That's a good TJS skin. I would respect that, putting a Crazy Tune skin on a J-Sword. I don't know if I could do it myself, but... The slight problem I've got there, of course, is that I need a Seal J-Sword first. So, I guess we could do Spaceship if anyone does want anything from there. Like I said, the Ep1 RDR quest I just don't think is really that worth doing. It's just in Forest and there's not that many enemies in it. I kind of feel if you want anything from Forest, you just do Tyrell's Ego instead. Guild chicks, which are the most numerous, don't drop mid stuff. They are the most numerous, but if you look at the enemy counts in the quest, there is a lot of more or less everything. Apart from Barons, there isn't too many of. But yeah, there is a lot, and there's tons of Del Sabers and there's tons of Sorcerers as well. Oran isn't bad. I mean, we've got a few people, so we could do... We've technically got 6 because I know Vectroid said they're AFK at the minute. Gurren on Sorcerers, Daylight on Del Sabers. Sockskin is pretty good, yeah. I think it's probably one of the easier ways to get it, honestly, but I think I've already got one at the minute, so I personally don't need one. Hang on Gold and Heart of Crazy Tune. We could do that. Does anyone else have a Viridia apart from Drac? I know I don't. So we could do one party for Heart of Crazy Tune, and then one for maybe for Hang on Gold or something else. I don't think any of my IDs are really good for Spaceship, so... we've got a few people for Viridia, okay. So, yeah, we could do that then if you want. We can do one run for Heart of Crazy Tune. Yeah, you've got an orange and a green as well. Every Sunday, I force my wife to watch the stream while I cook. Well, hello. Go on then. Let's do one Viridia run then, and for the other one, I kind of feel like we should probably try for gold as well. It just feels like the week to do it. So maybe one run for gold and one run for Heart of Crazy Tune. Gold is green now. So what we're doing, Green Hill and Viridia. Again, I have neither of those IDs, so... So if anyone wants to make a Green Hill or a Viridia game, feel free. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, doing alright, Ellie, yeah. Hope you're doing well yourself as well. Now, Heart of Crazy Tune sounds like a pretty... Well, I would say a fun hunt. It's probably a fun hunt for this week when you've got a quest that's worth doing it for. and no other week. I'm going to assume the drop rate's horrendous for it because all the heart drops are. Alright, so Zayla's got a green run up, so if you want gold, there is a game up. I think there's about 7 of us in total line up. I think 6 Effectroids AFK. It's 1 in 6k, okay. You love horrible drops. Playing the right game then. Yeah, so we should have 6 in total if Effectroid's not back, so... Yeah, so we'll let Mist make that game, and then if you want to hunt for gold, you can join the Greeno game. If you want to hunt for Heart of Crazy Chain, join the other one. And sure, if you need one more, but you need to change ships first. Yeah, and if we've got space, feel free. The password is always stream. That's 1,000 better than the Rika's dropping 0. It is. And again, I got that when I wasn't looking for it. Didn't even know it existed. Alright, so who we got? Let's look at the teams. So we have a Hunuel in that one to do buffs. We have Raymal in that one, so we're fine either way. Cool. Well, I will join. Yeah, so either of these games are up for anyone. So just join whichever one you want to, and then I'll jump in the other. Just trying to balance the teams out a little bit, that's all. I will join... Oh, there is a few ranges in that one already, though. Okay, so it's 3-9 now. That's fine then. So that one is Hunter, Hunter, Ranger. Yeah, go on then. We'll do a crazy chain run. Why not? Or we could crash. I don't know what it is with PSO. If I try joining as the last character, it seems to do it every time. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's only if I try joining. I won't do crazy chain, exactly. So what we'll do is we will reload PSO. Mist has his drop cheats active. Is that what it is? You got the stream on while you train a Rattata and a Nidoran male. Could be the case. I'll shut off my cheats. Sorry. Full disclosure, I'm sure he is not cheating. Yeah, what version of Pokemon is it, Ellie? So that was actually tactical, so I could change characters. Do you know what? I'm going to bring my Huke Seal and I'm going to get obliterated. You're going to guess Pokemon Red. Yellow. Oh. He does also have a game. Well, also do have a game of Red on the go, though, so, you know. You weren't totally wrong. I've still got my Pokemon Red cartridge somewhere as well. Right, let's try that again. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. How did you guess red vector? I mean, you know, you are known as the person who always goes yellow. I am ready to go on an adventure. Well, that's interesting. So, are those warps going to reappear? I hope. That's really weird. So the warps are there when you first load in, then they disappear, and then when you start the quest, they reload in. Yeah, so basically the way this works is each of these warps leads to different enemies, more or less, but you have to do all of them. You're at Sylph Core on red. The team is Flareon, Electrode, Jinx, Kangaskhan, Blastoise, and Vileplume. Sylph Core building still gives me nightmares. What weapons have I got? On this character at the minute, I'm using Last One, Daylight Scar, Red Sword, Disco Birdman. I traded for a Last One because I could not get one. Last One is such a good weapon, man. And it looks cool. Last One is super underrated. It's so good. Crazy thing is, like, at first I didn't think it'd be very good because obviously you can only get it with no percentages. You can't get it with hit or anything. So I thought, well, I'm just going to miss. But the accuracy is actually really good. I guess you could say accuracy is pretty good anyway, but it's just nice not having the huge lag at the end of the animation on mech guns. I did get a Master Raven trying to get this, so I could actually make a dual bird if I wanted to, but I kind of feel it's a better idea to just keep it separate. Team for yellow will be Kingler, Muck, Mr. Mime, Tangela, Machamp, and Rapidash. There was something about Mr. Mime when I used to play Pokemon. I could never use him because it just creeped me out. Then when I added Mime Jr., it got worse. We've also got Mr. Rhyme now. To be fair, the last Pokemon game I played was Moon, I think. Yeah, Moon was the last one I played. Oh, Photon Drop. Mr. Rhyme Eminem. Try to make teams of monsters that you barely used. A Meteor Smash. I did not know Meteor Smash could still drop an ultimate. I'm assuming it was a box drop. In Red today, I spent 110k at the game corner to buy the Hyper Beam TM for Flareon. Yeah, it was a box, okay. Hey, these wolves drop smart link. That's actually a pretty good drop. Rudy's spaceship's really weird. Like, heavenly power from guild chicks. I'm pretty sure that used to be a Final Impact drop on the Sega servers, so I used to run Rudy on the Sega servers. Yeah, 3 hunters, one ranger, but everyone is using range weapons. Honestly, I mentioned this before, but I feel, particularly at this kind of level, I just feel that Yukiseel is really not very good until you get them to really high level. Their defense is super low. They don't have that much health. Their attack power is nothing special. I feel like they're quite a hard class to use, honestly. So I find at this stage in the game in particular, it's just a lot safer to use ranged. I got a smart link. Oh, nice. A smart link's a really nice unit. Yeah, range weapons are too strong in PSO. They are ridiculously overpowered. Smartlink sucks as a unit, why do Rangers get a free one? It is kind of BS, yeah, I will admit, it is kind of BS that Rangers essentially don't need Smartlink. For those who don't know, there is basically an accuracy penalty that is applied to hunters and forcers when they shoot with range weapons from range. Rangers don't have that penalty. Smartlink basically removes that penalty. So it is kind of annoying because it feels like hunters and forcers have to essentially waste a slot. Jinx is called Lola, can't change it to be an in-game trade. Electrode is generator, Flareon is Flare of the Pokegod reference. Blastoise is Dodo Gamma. I appreciate that Blastoise is called Dodo Gamma. It's one thing I never really did with Pokemon. I never really named my Pokemon. To be fair, you are meant to use melee weapons, but yet they keep giving me all these cool range weapons. I will melee when it's safe too, but you name everyone until you get tired of catching the same ones. Which ones have we done? I forgot. It actually shows you on the wall, actually. Pretty sure that damage trap just did 44 damage. Brilliant. I used to relatively enjoy particularly the older Pokemon games. Still don't know why damage traps exist. I mean, they have like some very niche uses, I guess. You know, obviously, they're a really fast way of taking care of slimes, but I think even that is kind of an unintentional thing. Yeah, they're really not very good. I guess they flinch enemies briefly, but Yeah, they're kind of trash. Oh, a luck material. Bring down gaze, yeah. Like I said, there are some like niche uses for them for sure. But they're far less useful than freeze traps or confuse traps. That was a smart link PD. Oof. Yeah, I find in Spaceship as well that you do tend to just use range weapons a lot. It's very similar to Mines. Like I find personally that Ultimate Mines is extremely hard to melee because enemies kind of just don't flinch to damage very much at all. Yeah, trying to melee a pack of guild chicks is a nightmare. The Spaceship can has the same problem because of all the machines here. Yeah, melee and Sinnohs is also really hard because again they just interrupt you constantly. Yeah, other reason I like last one as well is because with it being a handgun, it's a lot easier to trap shoot with. Yeah, so we've got what, one more? Mjolnir's around with Horn Attack is a brutal thing in the early Pokemon routes. Nearly one-hit KOs everything.
One more!
Yeah, there is one more route. It's kind of funny, like I'm trying to go and drop a trap and the enemies are just dying before I even drop one because a lot of the guild chicks here are super low dark resist, so hell just waste them. So they just die before the trap even goes off. As far as I'm aware, I think all the sorcerers are in the next block. They actually aren't that weak to dark. I think for an ultimate enemy, they are fairly low dark resist. I mean, you're still going to need either a very high level Megid or hell, ideally with V501 or V502. The weaker to ice and fire. I know when I was running it with my Phony Whirl, you can get through the spawns by spamming ice or fire on them, but I kind of found that it was a bit faster to spam Megid, particularly with the Phony Whirl, because at least you have the piercing Megid. So I could line them up and try and kill them all at once. If it drops for you. Yeah, I mean, V501 is not an easy drop. V502 is even more annoying. Yeah, so this block seems to be mainly guild chicks and a few Del Sabers. Delete needle. It's kind of funny how weak Ep2 is to hell, really. I mean, most of Temple is susceptible to it. A lot of Spaceship is. Quite a lot of Sentinel Controllers. Quite a lot of Seabed is. I guess it's balanced though, because, you know, I suppose Ep1 for the most part, hell isn't that good. It's actually really handy experience this, because I really need to level this character more. I always find when I play this character that I get tons of fluid drops, which are really, really helpful when I'm playing an Android, you know? Honestly, the experience is probably why I'm going to run it. There's so much mobs. It is extremely mob dense, this quest. I'm assuming this quest honestly probably has one of the higher enemy counts on Ephinea. I mean, I can't think of any other quest that has over 200 of a specific mob. It's just a shame that Spaceship is like a really mixed bag area. I think there's only a couple of IDs that are really decent here. So this should be the block with loads of sorcerers. I think it also has tons of Del Sabers as well, so this should be fun. Yeah, there we go. It's already started. Well, we got a level out of it at least. Okay, so Heart of Crazy Tune at the minute is 1 in 3,500. That's not too bad. There's actually a chance. It's a guaranteed drop at that rate. It is funny that when you play a PSO and you see like a 1 in 3,000 drop that you think, oh yeah, that's easy. Well, that's weird. I'm not going to question it. I'm going to assume that's just to confuse you so you're not sure which way to go. It's a bravery check. Judging by the fact that Vector is piped back to Pioneer, I'm not sure if he passed the bravery check. They're quite keen on the laser fences in this block, aren't they? I like that. It was like one shared brain cell there. Just all three of us just pulled out Disco Bravement at the same time. Save money with this one simpler trick. Replace doors with fences. Oh, you got a charge, Disco. Okay, I'll let you off. Yeah, Hug Seal defense is awful. And if like 735 defense, that is really not good. Yeah, that damage trap did 45 damage. So yeah, there is really not much point. Now, I have a feeling, I could be wrong on this, but I think damage traps might do fire damage. So I guess if the enemy's not weak to fire, maybe they do less damage. That admittedly is something I'm not 100% on though. Playing through mines on your Honeywell a few days ago, and damn, you can't get off how brutal the Gilchick lasers are. Yeah, I think the way they work is, I've seen this written before, where apparently when Gilchicks spawn, the game kind of determines whether that Gilchick is going to use its laser often or not. Because you will find that some Gilchicks will just spam the laser over and over again, but some of them will never use it. And no, I don't think they are affected by gel in the lasers. I think it's fixed damage. There's a whole Star Wars battle going on. Unfortunately, unlike Stormtroopers, Gilchicks do hit. Well, that Del Saber just did not care about that trap at all. They do hit often, yes. Another photon drop. Was that a good photon drop or a bad photon drop? I'm going to assume a bad one. Stormtrooper shoots at a red shirt and misses. The red shirt dies anyway. It's from a Del Saber. I think the Del Saber drop on Viridia, I don't think is great. I think, isn't it one of the fake Agatos, I think? Sometimes I'll even pull the gun point blank just to show you, just to remind you. I stand by this with PSO. I think that, for me, one of the biggest difficulty spikes in PSO is going from ultimate caves to ultimate mines. It is a huge leap in difficulty. Only you are using anything resembling a lightsaber, though. To be fair, you're the only one using a melee weapon. Oh, actually, no, Parkinson's is using one as well. I might have to join you because I do need to remember that I am actually a hunter. Yeah, that's one of the main increases in difficulty in ult mines, the fact that it's only 20% chance to get them knocked down. But obviously normal hard and very hard, it's every single time. This is a lot of sorcerers. Full disclosure, I have no idea which way to go in this quest. It's mainly just the Sinnohs as well. I know when you first get there, the fact the Sinnohs don't really flinch at all. It's a big problem when you first get there. Oh, got a flowing shield. I wish Flower and Shield was better because honestly it looks really cool. I don't know if anyone's actually seen it before, but it does actually look really good, I think. Just unfortunately it is not particularly good. Looks like a Protoss pylon. There's a lot of cool items that get outclassed by the meta, yeah. That actually links really well to a video that's coming out fairly soon. I think it's the one that goes live for members. There is a way of using items that are not particularly meta on Ephinea for other stuff. Only applies to some gear, but yeah. Not enough resources, what? Must construct additional pylons. I don't know what happened there. I'm assuming there was some lag there, yeah. You are doing a cool pause though. Yeah, it must have been some lag or something, I'm assuming. Oh well. Are you lost? Yeah, PSO will be weird sometimes. So I'm going to assume these are probably real laser fences. Yes, these are real ones. It's a WWE ring. It's UFC as it's an octagon. I think there is a wrestling company though, isn't there, that uses a weird shaped ring or used a weird shaped ring at some point? I think was it TNA or something? I don't know if they still do, but I remember there was one company that used like a, I can't remember if it was a pentagon shaped ring or a hexagon shaped ring or something. TNA had a 6-sided one, yeah. For some reason, that girl chick just didn't really wake up. Just kind of sat there. I wish enemies took damage from crush traps. I just wish that enemies would respect some of the environmental stuff, so... Yeah, the crush traps, but, you know, they ignore things like laser fences as well sometimes and just walk through those. They just do not care. Oh, was another smart lane PD. Oh no. You're warming up for the event. There is like a weird visual effect that keeps going over the room. I'm assuming that's just part of the quest. Scarlet Realm's fence room in Mines is a prime example of that crap. Yep. Yeah, I think the fog is like part of the Penumbral Surge quest, isn't it? I think most of them have it. It doesn't really serve any purpose or anything. I like how those sorcerers just pieced out before the trap went off. Like, not today. Yeah, it's similar to like the poison gas that they use in Spaceship, isn't it? But slightly different colour, and it's obviously not doing any damage, so... Well, I got an Agito, but it's a fake one. Yeah, that is a pretty good quest for hunting spaceship stuff, honestly. Anti-android rifle checks out. Yeah, unfortunately, Draffy, it is not the real one. It's a fake, so it's not very good. It also has no percents whatsoever. So it's probably getting team pointed. Yeah, if it was the real one, it would have been a banner. Even the real one's not very good. Yeah, katanas for the most part in PSO are just not worth using. What's that ruins quest with an evil poison room that lasts like 30 waves? Can't remember now. I mean, there is a few evil ruins quests. I mean, Fragments of a Memory is probably the worst. Yamagarasu has some niche use. I mean, its special is at least somewhat useful. It's just, again, the animation is not very good. But yeah, I mean, Yamagarasu is usable by rangers as well. But just generally, katanas are just not that great in PSO, unfortunately. It's the same for things like claws and daggers as well. Daggers are an exception on Hukasil. Hukasil has a really good dagger animation, so it can get away with them. And you can make daggers work. Particularly if you've got something like Daylight Scar, because that is still a really strong weapon with Berserk. So if you just space a bit better, you can use them, but they definitely work better on Hukasil. Are katanas multi-hit? No. They are basically a saber with a worse animation. Would make Yami amazing if it hit 3 enemies. Funny thing is, I mean, Yamagarasu is huge. It's a massive katana. So it's kind of weird that it only hits 1 target, but... Second time in a week that I accidentally PB'd. At least it was twins and not the damage PBs this time. Everyone does it. There is a way in the launcher, Atrox, though. You can make it so you need to hold another button to activate the PA palette. Oh, sorry, PB palette. Yeah, it probably is, Ellie. It is a huge weapon, but yeah, it only hits 1 target, unfortunately. Honestly, for me, the main problem with them is not so much that they hit 1 target, just the fact that the animation's not very good. Try using them in Ultimate and you just get interrupted all the time. You have to start your combo super early and like quite a distance from the enemies to even get it in. And obviously it's compounded by the fact that you've also in Blue Burst got things like Excalibur, which has a slightly better animation, hits 3 targets and has Berserk. And is stronger. Alright, so how many we got? No weeaboo happiness. No, not in this game. I mean, I guess the only katana that is multi-hit is J-Sword, but that obviously has a sword animation, so... And it is treated as a sword, not a katana, so... I mean, I suppose you can technically hit multiple things with some katanas. I think it's the Orochiagito, the special on that I think pierces. But it's just, not worth doing. Alright, so we've probably got time for at least 1 more run. So, anyone have anything they want to go for the last run? Yeah, for me, as long as I get my once a stream J-Sword copium in, I'm happy. Since we got who can see allowed, anyone want to co-op a Ruins V101 Red Ring? I mean, we could. So we could do that for one of the parties. Does anyone else have something they want to hunt? And then we can do 2 runs. Gonna head off, need to eat. Thanks for the stream. No worries, El. Thanks for dropping by as well. Good to see you. Hopefully we'll get a Phantasy Star Zero in soon. Hopefully the servers come back up. You do like you some TTF runs. See, I don't like TTF, but it is good for Red Ring. But for V101, it's probably Exard, I would have thought. Excited for that. Yes, same for VZL as well. I was hoping to do it today, but can't be helped. Need to head off to, got an early start tomorrow. Have a great week. Oh, no worries, Ellie. Good to see you as well. Little Pokemon goes okay. Slap Dark Files again. We can do that. Was it Melon DS that got hit? It is. I can't remember the name of the service now, but it's basically the service that a lot of the multiplayer DS uses to establish an online connection. So when you try going at the minute, you can use Melon DS as normal, but if you try connecting online, you'll just get a connection error. It's not just for Phantasy Star Zero as well, it's for literally every online DS game that uses that functionality. From what Kilniath was saying earlier, it sounds like the creators of it are away at the minute as well and not back till about the 9th. So it might be down until about the 9th, so we might not be able to do it next week either. So we'll see. You thought Melon DS got hit by Nintendo for a sec. I mean, we don't know for sure, but there's obviously some reason it's gone down. The host an Exard Ruins reset run. Yeah, no worries. So we've got 1 run sorted. What does the other team want to do? Again, if anyone is hunting anything at all, let me know, because, you know, happy to set runs up. Yeah, so we're doing, there's a Viridia Exard run up, which is for V101 and Red Ring. But obviously there's more than 4 of us, so we could do 2 runs. I mean, we could do 2 Exard runs if you want. Yeah, Exard has a chance of Red Ring. There's a chance you get Dark Files in it. It's not guaranteed, but there is a chance of it. You just want to mindlessly shoot stuff, okay. Yeah, we could do just a couple of Exard then. Oh yeah, it is also a chance of the LK38 combat as well for Viridia. So if you want that, join that run as well. I think I will join it. Oh, there's a banner. Someone in here has actually found... Oh, someone got Heart Crazy Tune. Come on. It's on this ship as well. See, we go after a drop we don't even go for normally, and even that gets stolen from us. I mean, congratulations to the person that found that. Well, what I can do then is... Oh yeah, it is the best chance of getting it. Yeah, for sure. Let's see, so... Yeah, so there is a Viridia run there, and then we could do 1 more run. So there's another ID that gets Red Ring. We'd appreciate Shifter and D-Band. Yeah, I think that's a good idea for Exard. I'll tell you what, I will bring my Fornia Whirl then. Unless Parklands wants to join that run. You definitely don't want to run this just full of androids. Yeah, so Exard is for V101. There is a chance of Red Ring as well. Only if Dark Falls appears though. It's a random chance if you get Dark Falls. Yeah, it's either Falls or a room with a ridiculous amount of mobs inside. Yeah, you typically want to have at least one person with Shifter and D-Band. It does help. What do you mean? Cast can just use that one weapon with SD special. Only if you're Hunter Cast. But even then it's like level, what was it, level 3 Shifter and D-Band? Yeah, I will switch character then. Yeah, I mean, it helps slightly, but honestly, I forget I even have it most of the time. I had it in all of that spaceship run, and I never used it once. I mean, you know, we had someone casting Shifter and D-Band, but on GameCube, I did use it because they were actually decent daggers, but on Blue Burst, Daylight Scar is so much stronger. Alright, I'll bring the Ephinea Whirl. We'll just blast through this. Alright, so we've got 2 runs up, cool. You join Mist, there's no SD. Yeah, no worries. So if you join Mist, I'll join Remote then, so that they've got some SD as well. Yeah, no worries, Pace. Can we get in without crashing? Nice. It's a really interesting special. Wish a few other weapons had it and stronger. Yeah, I mean, there is. The quest is, I think it's called is it Random Attack Exard or something, or something like that. I know there is like a Rev one as well. I think it's just the one that's called Exard. XRD. Yeah, I suppose you can get an ES weapon and put level 21 Gel and Azalea on it. There is another weapon that casts Zalure as well. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's a Force weapon. Actually casts Zalure as a special. I want to say it may be Decalogue, but I could be wrong. Which is pointless because it's a Force weapon anyway. Yeah, no worries, Pace. Yeah, there are some weird decisions with some of the weapons in this game. Like giving Cast the ability to use Galatine, which has a spirit special. So they can use it, but they can never use the special. Oh, Decalogue is Shifter and D-Band, okay. Again, also pointless. There's Exard stage and Exard Rev 1. I think it's Exard stage. You guys have the old purple colour scheme. Yep. Is it? Oh, it's not Exard stage. Just Exard. Well, we'll do this anyway. Let's see what this is. Whether it's the right one. Who knows? I mean, this looks right so far. I mean, I'm happy to just do this anyway. You've seen enough Ziggy VODs to recognize this. For the record as well, I don't care if we reset or not. I love that even in RDR where Yasha is still like 1 in 53,000. You got Ruins first try. Oh, nice one. It's because I'm not there, you see. If I was there, you'd be doing mines. Oh, nice. We also got Ruins. That never happens. Like, normally when we run this quest, it takes a few resets to get the right run. PSO, have been a hot minute since I played such nostalgia. We never quite make it to Ultimate. It's a bit of a grind getting to Ultimate, honestly. Good to see you, Frost, as well, and thanks for the follow earlier as well. Yeah, Ultimate is pretty wild if you've never been here before. I think for me, I think the biggest sort of like, oh no moment when you get to Ultimate is, I think when you first get to caves and you realise the lilies don't spit poison anymore. Yeah, exactly. they still do the laugh, but yeah. I should probably Zelda with that. Yeah, I've played PSO more or less on and off for 20 odd years, so it's slightly less scary as cast, but it's still horrible. Yeah, lilies are really funny when you're playing through normal hard and very hard with a cast. Because they literally can't do anything to you apart from peck you at close range. It's like they can't poison you, they can't paralyze you. It's like, what are you going to do? Ultimately, they are a little bit more scary, but you kind of get used to them after a while, how they work. How to sort of exploit the AI a bit. They laugh at a joke they don't understand. The joke is death. The other moment was when you struggled to kill the bugs that come out of the pitcher plants. Sorry, you don't know names. Oh yeah, the moth verts, yeah. Yeah, everything has a lot more health in Ultimate. Hey, Rukinetsu, good to see you. Nice work on that on the cover as well with the PSO Caves music. I was genuinely surprised when I listened to it because, like, I think I said in the comment, but when I think of PSO music, the Caves music is not the first thing I think of, you know, to make my music out of. I find with the Caves music, it kind of sits in the background and it's almost ambient music. I find it's a very different kind of music to the rest of the OST, honestly. I think the other areas you're very aware of the music, whereas the Caves just is kind of there. I still do like the Caves music, but yeah, it's not the most memorable music in the game for me. So when I saw that you'd made a song out of it, I was really interested to see how you'd done it. That is a lot of enemies. First thing you think about Caves is the lilies. It's easily ignored, honestly. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think the cave music does suit the area a lot. Yeah, this quest is quite nasty for enemies, Charles. It does not mess around. Yeah, go check out the remix on Rukinetsu's channel. It's really, really good. Respect for actually using the egg blaster. I don't like bull claws, they're so annoying. I think Mines is actually a favourite song from Ep 1. The Mines music is really good. They actually used it in PSO 2 NGS recently. The limited time quest that was just on, it's just ended recently, they've just changed over. That used the Mines OST. Yeah, I do feel that the OST in PSO is really, really strong. I think pretty much all of the area music suits the areas a lot. You can get a very good idea of the vibe of the area just from the music. Yeah, it was in the LTQ, yeah. And they've done it a little bit recently. I mean, you know, there was that one with, I can't remember if it was Next Alio or Next Vera, and that had the dragon music and the forest music in it, which I think that was also on last year as well. Yeah, CCA area is incredibly good and it fits the area perfectly. Wasn't Hideaki fresh out of college when he composed PSO? I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, he's actually still... I'm pretty sure he's still working on Phantasy Star Games now. I'm pretty certain that he still does some of the music for NGS. The Ruins music is energized, yeah, but there is like an undertone to it of like... It sounds very ominous as well. certain parts of it as well, like this part here. It just kind of it sounds sad. Obviously, as you play through the game, you know why. Hideaki and Ephinea are so great at what they do. They really are. I'm not sure what Ephinea is doing now. I don't know if they still work on anything to do with Phantasy Star or not, or if they moved on to something else, but I'm pretty sure that Hideaki does still work on it. Accidental PB again. We all do it. Yeah, this room is really nasty. I would like to use Jellin, but the bringers are not letting me. Yeah, it's cool to see that Hideaki is still working on Phantasy Star stuff though. Such a good composer. Never have full PB so you get jump scared by it constantly. Looks like Hideaki started Sega in 1998, so PSO was one of his first projects. Oh, cool. Hell of a way to start. I respect the greed with the Dark Floor. Oh, Red Scorpio. Yeah, the first spawn when you go in Draft is horrendous because it's so close to the door. You can't really attack it right at the door because the enemies are too close, so you basically can't get a lock on them. So you have to run in so far. Yeah, I think it's less so a feature. I think it's kind of just a bug with how the game is. One of very many. I mean, I suppose, you know, you can exploit that to an extent as well in some rooms. Yeah, I think basically with the way it is, you tend to find that if I was stood here in the room, enemies wouldn't be able to hit me. Even maybe like here, they wouldn't be able to hit me. Or I wouldn't be able to hit the enemies. It's pretty egregious in mines. Yeah, there's some really bad areas for it. Okay, so the other party got the secret room. We got Dark Falls. Hopefully this Falls is not as horrendous as the last one. Oh, I was hoping that was going to be a banner for us, but... Before you level 30 disc, very nice. Yeah, there's some areas that can really exploit it. That ledge in particular in Forest is notorious for it. You just stand there and just kill stuff with guns and nothing can do anything about it. Honestly, maybe a hot take, but this for me is still one of the most horrifying rooms in PSO. Partly because of how it looks, but also because these spinners are nightmare fuel. Don't jinx the banner, Skyly. Believe me, it does not need jinxing. Yeah, these things kill you so easily if you mess up. Vectroid got a swordsman's law in the room at least. Oh, nice one. Congrats, Vectroid. Yeah, Milk and Tree, we were talking about that earlier. So yeah, on the Dreamcast, there is like a weird ghost effect. Like ghosts rise out the floor. For some reason, they got rid of it in the later versions. Maybe they thought it was too distracting or something. Was it too scary? Maybe it was too scary. You know, ignore the horrible writhing faces on the floor. Okay, well, we got the Zalo tag at least, so that's good. Please stop spamming Rabata. Falls does move like a train on Ultimate, yeah. Found out recently that the white wreckage in the background are military war machines. I think it's from the first attack, because obviously we know that Pioneer 1 investigated the ruins and got drove back, and that kind of lines up with what happened to Flowen. So a lot of it is probably remnants of that. You absolute troll. Train Falls is keeping in line with Buff Falls, Fish Falls, and Space Falls from PSO. Would you like to come over here? No? Cool. I like the dancing just to assert dominance. Oof. Would Phase 3 be Light Falls then? Maybe? I mean, it will never not be funny to me that Final Falls is so much easier. Look at that colour coordination. So, no banner, huh? It targeted your soul twice. I'm so sorry. He's suddenly in the mood for a grape soda. Can't think why. It's almost like Red Ring is a hard drop. Yeah, exactly. You know, I think if you play a PSO, particularly if you play Ultimate, you just accept that 90% of your experience is going to be getting disappointed. The Diamate drop was worth it, it was. So what was our haul? We got a Flower and Shield, a 1977 Agato, and a couple of photon drops. You already have red rings, so you don't do it for the ring. I mean, I already have a red ring as well, but it's nice to have multiple for different characters. If you had such a good shield, I know I could technically trade it in the bank every time I change character, but that takes effort. Because that, oh, we did get a red Scorpio as well, but it is terrible percent. So that is also getting team pointed. Yeah, that is awful. I have way too many weapons with me. Wonder if Ephinea will ever get a way to look into other character banks without backing out to the main menu. I mean, it's better at least now the fact that you only have to go to the main menu and you can do it from there. It used to be you had to close the client and then reopen it again. Anniversary, if it's like previous years, should be around the beginning of August, I think. Nothing's confirmed yet though. So yeah, that'll be the month where we grind PSO like crazy. Because for anyone who might be new to Ephinea, the anniversary event is by far the best for hunting anything. So yeah, I think we'll probably end that on there for today, I think. So on Wednesday, we will be streaming on Wednesday. What I'll be doing is I'll be checking the results of the polls, and it'll either be Phantasy CR3 or something else, depending on results, but yeah, we'll see what the polls are like. So, I'll see you later, Pogans. Yeah, we'll end that on there for today. So again, there'll be a stream on Wednesday. There will be a video on Tuesday, one for members and one for non-members. And yeah, stream Wednesday and another stream on Sunday as well. If Phantasy CR0 multiplayer is working for next weekend, we'll do that. If it isn't, we'll do something else and we'll do 0 as soon as it's available again. Again, just apologies for not doing 0 today as well. Literally nothing I can do about it. But yeah, and that one there for today. If you enjoyed the stream, as usual, please consider liking, subscribing, join as a member if you want to. You can follow us up on Twitch as well. Also have an X and a Bluesky, which is SectionSkyly, and a Discord channel you can join as well, so feel free to join that as well. Should be in the link in the description, or just under the player on Twitch. You want some universe? Maybe. But yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday for another stream. So whatever you're doing, have a good week, and I'll see you then. See you guys.